Okay, we are live, I think, finally, and we get ripped on twice with aces first hand. Like, welcome to the stream, guys. This is how you win tournaments. You just get aces and have everyone rip into you. Let's hope we hold. Any coolers, like? Ooh, and we got pretty much a lock on it. We take it down. Excellent start. So hi, my name's Dan, and I'll be ripping on the bottom table. Yeah, basically just going to be playing MTTs for the next couple of hours until we brick everything or go deep. So I'll probably be here till around about half 10, maybe 11ish. We both, never mind, we lose a flip, so from one good run to one shitty run, but let's get re-regged. We'll put something else up. I'm just going to close some of these extra windows I've got because they're slowing things down and that's crap. I'm going to probably not barrel this multi-way. It's a pretty good board for a small blind range. I'd expect it to be peeling pretty wide. Certainly lots of 6s, 7s, 5s, 4s and things when it scores multi-way. It feels really weak just to check fold here. Because we are ahead of his range, but I don't think it was a profitable c-bet, so I didn't take it. But yeah, let's find something else to to put in there. Plenty of tournaments around. Yeah, I've just booted up these sites. I used to play PKR a lot, like a lot. It used to be my main site. I haven't played it for a while, so it'd be interesting to see how things are on here now. Literally chucked, I think I chucked $150 on or something, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully either run it up, or if it's good then we'll stick around a bit longer. But what to play. So we just busted daily major. Let's flick this in. It's quite late on, but ain't no problem. So I've just pulled up a random 10 rebar. It was the only thing that was really running right now, and I wanted to table up. I do have some PKR tournaments starting in a little while, some other ones. So yeah, I'll be here every Wednesday, just grinding. Let's shut that door because it's an eyesore. Well, let me just pull up the chat. Where is it? I am relatively new to Twitch generally. To Twitch, I do have my own channel, but I don't have that much experience with it. 5s here could be a ship or a fold really. It is a profitable shove, so I'm just going to take it, and hopefully we don't bust everything. I'm just ripping every hand. We defend the 5-8 here, which is pretty fine. This guy's got a red tag, which normally means he's pretty good. I'm probably going to donk for that reason. I'd expect him to be capable of raising me here, just to put some pressure on. Yeah, I mean, raise folding is probably the worst thing we can do here. Because our hand's just... Well, we're raising off 15 bigs. Our hand just doesn't play well post-flop, so we're just going to get ourselves in a load of trouble unless we flop a set, which doesn't really happen that often. Queen 8 I'm just going to fold a little bit too early for it. I'm probably going to check shove this turn. The 9 would slow me down a lot with my 8, so I'm pretty much representing an 8 here, so he probably might attack me, but he doesn't. So now I've just got a bit of a value.
I'm the kill cameraman.
Been doing it for a long time. Saw World War II, Vietnam, the future.
Then, Advanced Warfare's Havoc DLC shows up with 4 new maps, an insane new weapon, and...
Sorry, I'll cut that sound out.
I've seen some...
Right, in the end I chose to bet really small. I wanted to try and look at like a really blocky kind of bet and hopefully encourage him to raise, because that run out isn't that great for my flop donking range. I feel like I'm going to be donking a lot of flushes, a lot of flush draws, and kind of medium, like my 5s and 8s and stuff. just to try and take it down. So when it comes to overcards, I feel like I'm going to be blocking with the intention of folding quite often on that river, so I think that's fine. Sorry about the background noise, the stream just started elsewhere. But at least we know it's working. This could go either way. I don't mind a 3-bet. I don't mind a... just going to fold there. I don't mind a defend, actually. There's 2.4k dead. The problem is if we start raising here to squeeze. Actually, no multi-way. I'm probably just going to squeeze this. Squeeze it and get it in against this short stack. It's probably slightly too small. It's kind of difficult because any size I make, I'm never gonna. It's never gonna look like I'm folding to poop a beer, but I'm still gonna squeeze. Problem is when we make it this size and we're never folding. But any smaller and then we're kind of just bloating the pot out position against 2 players, which is kind of why I don't mind defending. I mean this is just what we expected. We're almost approaching the end of the rebuy period, so this is probably going to be pretty wide, and we're just going to have pairs a lot as well, so, or kings. Kings as well. But we can get there, it's fine. We get spanked, we get owned, but we get there. That's how you run. Well played by the kings. So yeah, it looks like we got schooled. Jack 10 suited, I probably just got to peel here. I don't think it's fantastic. But I just hate folding these kind of hands. I think I can play them profitably in positions. Probably a bit more of a case for arguing on the button, but arguing defending on the button because you can defend the button like really wide. We lose there, but I assume he was just forced on it, and he was. I'm not got my holding manager running at the moment. It doesn't work on PKR anyway, but I was slightly worried that it's going to interfere with the stream and make it lag a bit, so I'll give it a try. I'll try it in a second. And this is partly why I overcall with the Jack 10 suited. We're going to have stuff like 8s and 6s and 7s and stuff in our range, and we can barrel these kind of flops pretty easily with plenty of backdoor equity a lot of the time. Jack 10 suited is going to flop pretty decently. It's just a hand I'd hate to turn into a 3-bet fold situation because it just flops so well. 6s here. I've heard some really good cases for limping, which is what I'm going to do. When we're with these kind of stack depths, I don't mind limping at all. I'm going to... This is really frustrating because... You have such a big stack. Yeah. I think we've got an auto time bank. I'm probably just going to rip. There's like over 25% of my stack dead in the middle, so I expect these guys to be limp folding a lot. It's going to suck when they have like when they've limped kings and stuff, but or ace queen. Well, that's just annoying. It's annoying more than anything else. But the good thing is, I mean, they're going to fold quite a lot anyway, and we're going to have 30% equity against their unless they've got aces, obviously. But we're going to have a pretty decent amount of equity against their limp calling majors. Plus, they're going to fold a shit ton as well. I'm not going to donk this flop. There's not really any point. We're not going to fold out anything that beats us. Yeah, the arguments for limping. I mean, basically, you want your set when it's multi-way. Hi, mate. Yeah, we basically want the set while it's multi-way and deep stacks, and the easiest way to do that is by limping. It's something I heard from a guy who's a coach on Deuces Cracked, actually, a really good guy. Yeah, there's no point, I mean, in betting. We've got plenty of showdown value there with a pair. But I need to find something else to pull up because we've already buzzed 2, which isn't a great start. The Dust Till Dawn Grand Prix final, no thanks. We're already in the Daily Major. What's this? Turbo. Oh, there's loads there, Reg. I'm just needed to scroll down. The WPTN Newcastle, I'll have to play that. Starts in 3 minutes. Or we can play another Daily Major 6 Max Turbo Bounty. Yes, please. Let's get in that. That's just going to be full with the 8-3. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Seems to be plenty registering, but it's all satellites. Yeah, let's play this 6 Max Bounty. The good thing about Party Poker is they pay a lot of places, so the swings you're going to have aren't massive. Well, I mean, they're not going to be as brutal as something like Stars anyway, because the field sizes are a lot smaller, so the swings aren't as big. But Daily Major, Turbo Bounty, in we go. So we are playing two $50 tournaments on the bottom now. We will be as soon as it pops up. And this is a 12 rebuy, which we've actually got a pretty decent stack in. We're 33rd right now. Haven't used any rebuys or anything yet either. And this is the $20 PKR Open. I'm gonna try the HUD and see how things work out. Let's pull in this bad boy. Queen 8, I'm going to fold it against this guy. As I say, I've got him tagged as a pretty decent player, so I'm not going to expect him to make massive mistakes. And he's probably going to have a pretty good range, a pretty strong range from kind of middle early position anyway. So could we not just jam Ace Jack of clubs? Where did we jam? Where didn't we jam? I think we did. I think that's why we bust the Ace Jack of clubs. We're in about very first hand. I've closed the tournament down, so I can't actually pull it up, I'm afraid. But obviously, just to check here, there's no point in going ballistic. Same with Queen 5. We're not going to get too out of line. I don't mind this actually. This looks like it's a limp from the small blind, so second pair is going to be plenty strong enough to call here. Going to be opening the 7-8, and we turn trips, which is sweet. I'm probably going to check. Oh, he's donked into us again. This is perfect. So obviously we're never folding. I'm kind of worried if he bets again, because he's going to have plenty of flushes, but. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Might be a fold actually. This is a fold down here once we get 3-bet and cold forward. I think we might have to make a hero fold here. I just don't expect this to be a bluff. And that's all we really beat right now. It's unlikely he's A limped with an ace and B is going this crazy with it. So yeah, I think we just got to fold, unfortunately. I just think when people bomb the river so big, they're never really bluffing a lot. Maybe we got owned, but I'm happy with the fold. I'm going to defend the 6-7. Seems pretty fine, and it looks like there's just like a gajillion sixes all over the place today. I'm probably going to donk here. Just because when we start check calling, it's gonna be pretty hard to disguise the fact that we have a 6, whereas we can just be taking a stab on the flop. I'm probably going to try and get 3 streets of value. I'm probably going slightly bigger because I want to be able to shove the river. I want to try and get 3 streets of value against his queens if possible. And this is a card that should slow us down. The problem is if we I'm going to open 3s. I am probably just going to overbet shove here, I think. and hopefully he'll level himself into calling with a queen. He, I mean, he does have some aces in his range. I think it was in the open pre-flop as well. It kind of sucks. The aces are really bad card for us. I'm just gonna fold the threes now. The aces are really bad card for us because it should slow us down with our queens. Yeah, it should slow us down with our queens, so it just makes him fold his queens a lot more. But at the same time, we're probably not going to value bet. We're probably going to check call hands that he can call us with a queen anyway. I think we just got to rip and hopefully try and have some bluffs in our range, which we do have. I think when we check, he's just going to check back too much for us to be able to miss that value. Or to bounty as well. And there's no point in there's no point in checking the river there, because he's never going to check. He's never going to bluff. I don't see any reason why he would bluff. There's literally nothing. Excuse me. There's literally nothing that calls flop and turn that he just doesn't get to the river with any bluffs. Basically, I am going to isolate this, make it slightly bigger because well, for value, because I think I'm going to get called by this guy because of this guy's bounty. Yeah, so what I was saying, there's not really anything that gets to the river that he just doesn't have any bluffs in his range, so he's not going to bluff the river. He's always got a value hand. I've just got to hope that he's going to make a pretty, sketchy call with this, and we can get some big value from it. Ace King, living the dream. I'm just going to peel against this under the gun open. It's something that's, I think it's getting more and more popular. Did I just flat? No way, I just flattered. Oh, that was a misclick if I flattered. I meant to squeeze. Really ashamed of myself if I've just flattered. Oh no, there's a side pot, it's okay. I'm probably just going to check back when he calls. I think we've got too much showdown value to not check back. Ace King, I'm probably just going to raise it up here, try and get him to shove worse aces. He's going to shove some flush draws and stuff as well, just going to suck. I'm going to peel here, we're just getting insane pot odds. And he can be doing that as well, so hopefully he's got the ace 6, which is exactly what we wanted. And we double up. Versus the King on PKR blind. Yeah, yeah. Calling was the option. It's obviously calling is fine. It's probably what I would lean to be honest, but because we're just before the add-on, I think the small blind's just going to get it in so light and just, I think we're going to be crushing their range. And obviously the button's going to fold a lot, and it's really difficult to play when you're sandwiched in between two players as well. And Ace Jack suited, yes, probably strong enough to call. But when you're sandwiched in between two players, it's going to be really difficult for us post flop, and we do like 3-bet in there is immediately profitable, so we may as well just take the 3-bet and make it easy for ourselves, basically. Right, so we're on a break, so I'm gonna just have a stretch out for a second, grab a brew, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. Let me just actually turn everything on so that we are actually back. Okay, now we're back. There we go. Open the King Jack. Should be pretty self-explanatory. We've got Ace King here. I'm not going to try and get it in this early on. There's not really any point. I am definitely going to pay low. Just going to play pretty straightforwardly post flop. I'm not sure why everything looks like it's freezing. I'll pull this off screen. I'll pull it up if something interesting happens. We'll just stick with what we already had. Going to be c-betting the SI board. A really high frequency, as we should be. I'm going to find out c-bet's most profitable on the SI boards. People just don't mess around on them. The Ace King we had in the PKR Open when we doubled up. The reason I didn't 3-bet it pre, I know I half explained why I didn't do it, but basically it was because we're not going to, when we start getting 4 and 5 bets in, which is what we're going to have to do, it's probably going to be 6 bets to get the Ace King in pre. We're not going to be in great shape this early on. Without a small buy-in and pre-ante here, I'm probably just going to fold the S9. It's probably a little bit tight, but I think it's fine. It's better to be okay. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. I mean, we're just going to be out of position almost always when we get called. Got a lot of messages coming. Thanks for all of the love. Right, so 10s are going to be never min raising when the stacks are this deep. I'll just pull that there. Yeah, I'm never min raising just because there's no point. I think anyone that does it, you can straight away get an understanding that they don't really know that much about stack size, and they're probably just copying. They're probably not going to be really in-depth thinkers, and they've probably just seen other people doing it and assuming it's a standard because it's actually really bad. You're just giving people an insanely good price to peel against you. I am gonna defend here with the Ace 3. Suited aces are fine to defend with, and we've got this guy well covered, so we can win a bounty as well. I don't know how much the bounties are in this, but obviously I'm not going anywhere on the single ace. We're going to get stacks sometimes here because he is going to have some aces as well, but I'm expecting to shut down quite a lot here. And this just highlights the difficulty of playing out of position, which is why I folded the S9s to avoid these kind of situations. And we've got the best hand here almost always. All I can do is try and induce a shove from worse. He's just going to check back too often. Again, just going to flick it in. We're getting really good pot odds. I've got this guy tagged as a pretty decent player. So wait and see. Is that the 10k beast in PK? Hi Lee. Yes, it is. Lee is like my proudest follower. I think he's watched every stream I've done, all like 4 or 5 of them. Obviously, check calling the Queen 7 here. I'm going to fold the 4-6 to the like 3 million X from the small line. I think this is a limp pot, so this guy shouldn't really have that many aces. I'm going to expect them to be limping the same kind of stuff that I was limping, like small pairs and things. And when they check back, I'm pretty sure they don't have a set. Saying that, there's not really a lot of value here. I'm not going to expect to get called very often. I think I'm probably going to have to check for that reason. Again, people are just going to check back, but if we lead, I just don't think we're ever bluffing, unfortunately. I mean, we might have got called by the Queen 10. Well, we probably would have done, but I think maybe we might have missed some value there. So this guy 4x's off that stack. I mean, he's only got like 6 big blinds, so I think we can get it in. He's never really light though when the small blind is when the big blind's out, but I think our hand's too strong to fold. He can have king queen and stuff here sometimes as well, and jack king, which isn't good for us because he hit a jack, but we can't winch too much. 4-6 suited, I am going to defend. I'm done with the hand when we flop 0 equity. Is that the 10k beast? It is. We tripled up really early on actually. Again, we've got no equity here, so there's not really any point in getting out of line. I could 3-bet the button. I'm not going to because of how shallow the blinds are. Yeah, Lee, we tripled up really early with aces, and won another pot when we got there filthily with queens, with kings. No, with ish jack against kings. Kings played it nicely, but we just got lucky. Let's close some of these things down. So hopefully we're going to ship all the money today. This is Trogvar. We've got Trogvar on our table here. Absolutely hilarious guy. He's PKR Pro now. Met him in France, and the guy just like can drink, and he's one of these people that drinks and just doesn't seem to get drunk, or well, he obviously gets drunk. You can see him getting drunk, but his persona doesn't change. He's not the sort of guy that's going to be like stripping and hanging out on a balcony and stuff, but he can pull them away. Is he Russian? I think he might be Russian. Yeah, he is Russian, so I guess that explains a lot. We've got aces on the outer table. I'm just going to check back the 10-6 here. I'm going to float this flop. He's going to be stabbing there a lot of the time. I'm probably going to float again on the turn. I'm probably going to raise it actually when he makes it so small. Actually, I'm going to float twice. I don't think we really have any aces either when we don't limp. So when we just check behind. So I think we can do this and then just bet some rivers. No need to bet big because we're only going to fold his air anyway. We're only going to fold the stuff he's blocking with. He's going to have a 3 and 4 sometimes as well, but we can just bet tiny and give ourselves a great price on our bluff. We'll very well get to the river with a total bluff. I passed up on the king 8 here because we're getting short now. Let's pull it off and we'll pull this in. Actually, we'll leave it there. Ace Jack, I am going to raise this up for value, obviously. 9-5 is a little bit too weak. I'd be opening 9-5 suited, but not 9-5 off. Let's see when we can actually... Right, we're in a pot here, so we'll pull this up. Nothing exciting, actually. I think we've just checked the big blind. We're about to go on break on the beast, which is why I've pulled it out. And there's going to be an add-on break, so I figured we'll keep this in and then keep something visible to watch. Going to be isolating here with the 6-7, I think. Yeah. Don't need to make it much, just enough to get rid of the small blind and occasionally the big blind as well. I'm happy to play the pot in position. There's not really any point here. I think we have enough showdown value with king high. Going to bet here for a combination of protection and value. We can get called by some bad hands, some worse hands as well. But we can also fold out a lot of things that have good equity against us, like, you know, Queen 10 and things. Oh, it looks like we don't have a break, it just goes straight to the add-on, so we'll just leave it there. Queen 8, let's just keep opening it up. They're letting us push him around, so we'll just stick at it. We get ripped on, we're just going to fold. I'd only really consider this in if we were in some kind of progressive KO and he had a massive bounty on his head, but he doesn't and it isn't, so we'll just stick on. I'm playing Pikachu both open and the 10k, so I want your table, man. How weird would that be if we're on the same table and if you start owning me in every pot, I'll know it's because I don't have a delay on. I do have a delay on, it's a few minutes, I think. But I haven't changed it since the last stream, and you guys seem a bit behind, so... the Queen 9 off screen is nothing to talk about, so we'll just keep plodding away. Probably going to open a few tournament tables on the side as well. I'm not sure what though. Okay, I'll sort that out later. How are you doing, Lee? Are you stacked or not? So it's been an interesting start. We seem to be we bust 2 first hand of each one, I think. And I think we bust 2. Yeah, we're pretty sure we bust 2 already. And we are still in the these are two $50 tournaments at the bottom. The majors on Party Poker, and we got a nice early double up in the PKR Open as well, which is down the last 90. I guess it didn't have many runners. But we are playing for $800 there, so well worth it for $20. Again, I'm going to isolate for the same reasons I did last time, just get this guy heads up. Small enough that when these guys do decide to shove, we're not going to lose too much. I'm just going to min raise the aces. Everyone's pretty short, so that generally means that the stacks are going to be playing as if they were a lot deeper. People are going to be 3-betting and calling and stuff, probably more than they should be. We do get shoved on, we just give it up, no problem. We only have a king kicker with our 3. I'm sorry about my cough. It's I get it's frustrating. Obviously we're just ripping the aces now. I'm going to 3-bet the 10s here, just for pure value. That'll do. Obviously it helps to get aces once in orbit. Where's my other table gone? Oh, so he peeled. So I'm going to continue here. I'm running out of time. Just going to go half pot. It's what I'd be doing in position. Sorry, it's what I'd be doing with an ace as well. He's going to shove on us as well sometimes, but that's fine. We'll just fold. I don't think he's ever light. We're pretty much putting him to a decision for his stack here. Or in his mind we are. And we have a very ace heavy range as well, so I think it's believable. I think we're going to get a lot of credit here. I wouldn't expect him to be light if he shoves, put it that way. Calling is kind of worrying. I expect when he calls he probably has a stronger range than when he shoves. Now I think we just have to check fold the turn. I think this is probably a bit of a leak. I think lots of people do this in 3-bet pots, but we just don't really have any equity, and we're never going to get it in good. And he's going to check back as well with worse hands. So if he has like 7s and 8s and stuff, he just made a set. But if he has 7s and 8s and stuff as well, he's going to check back so we can actually get to showdown with hands that we do well against. He's going to have jacks sometimes as well, but I expect him to get queens and stuff in pre. When he checks back the turn, I'm actually quite like my hand. I think we're going to win at showdown quite often. I'm just going to take a stab here. I think I probably have the call now. Right, he had aces, which is why he slow played. Nice hand. We should have gone broke there really, but we'll take it. But we get our aces again. It probably is a fold on the river, but with our pot odds, I don't think we really can. I'm just going to flat the aces from the small blind. Would it be 3-betting to get it in with a king? Yeah, I'm just flattening the ace from the small blind as well, because if we 3-bet a guy with this kind of stack size, it just looks so strong. And our hand's pretty strong anyway, so happily just let him barrel off. The 6 is great because it means his hands like his king jack and queen jack and stuff can't make a 2-pair that counterfeits it. That's where we're going to counterfeit all of those. When he bets 2 streets, the problem with shoving here is that we just rep too many 6s, so I'm just going to call. And I'm probably just going to shove the river. It's going to suck, though we don't really rep that many bluffs. Well, we don't really rep any, to be honest. I'm going to fold against Sasha Roman, but we can still get value from those kind of hands. Timing out everywhere. Is that clicking is annoying? I'll turn it down. Well, I will turn it down for you. I imagine it's pretty painful. I'm going to be opening the king 4. We did take a bounty. I don't know how much the bounties are worth, but we'll take it. See if we can find out. And there's only 49 players in this. $600 up top, so we're overlaying right now. Now I'm just going to flat here actually. This guy's been limping a lot, so I don't mind flatting, and these guys are going to rip on us quite often as well. Well, generally they would. I'm going to try and open my hood now. If it crashes things, well then, you know, we'll just say we bought it on ourselves. Annoyingly, I'm going to raise call against the big blind and raise fold against the small. It's going to be annoying, but when we've only got 15 bigs, we can't really fold. We're going to be raise folding here a lot. I'm going to check back. We've got plenty of showdown value with the SI. Wow, that I didn't expect. We flop second pair, kind of like my hand. Going to bet the turn for value here. This guy's going to have a lot of aces in his range when he's opening pre. He does call. I'm going to bet again, probably having a bet call the big blind, but again I'm going to go for value here. Probably going to go big. I wouldn't expect this guy to have ace king. I'd expect him to have probably led the flop. Sorry, led the turn. The bet on the flop there is again just a protection bet. We're going to have the best hand a lot. We want to fold them off things that have great equity against us. I've been kicked from the chat, guys. Sorry if you write to me, I can't get it. But oh, I haven't been kicked from the chat. I've just got Twitch open about 4 million times, which is probably why everything's crashing. Yeah, third in 10k. Shorty and open, gonna play Kilimanjaro and late night. They've brought back the late night. Wow, I love that tournament. Ovnis is a pretty decent but quite tight player, so I'm just gonna fold. These PKR doesn't play like a lot of other sites. There's a lot, you get yourself in a lot of weird spots because a combination of the structures being really really quite quick and people not being as good as they are on sites that you might be used to. So for that reason I'm going to overcall here because I don't want to isolate and then get ripped on and be priced into call. I don't mind just playing in position. I'm playing fair to fold really. People we flop trips again. So yeah, it's really easy to flop flip trips on a pie, as you've seen. Yeah, I think basically my point is I think we can play Queen Jack off profitably. It might be a bit of a leak, but I don't mind. I'm happy with my ability to play post flop enough to open here. Just lost heaps with Ace Queen versus Ace Jack 4 card flush. Ugh, AR. Did you get it in pre? This is kind of scary. I've got this person tagged as a good player, but they seem to be making really bad peels. I'm going to make a small stab here. Like 211 isn't that much, but in terms of a percentage of their stack, it's a pretty decent percentage. So yeah, I'm not sure why she's raising that much. I'm going to remove that reg tag because it seems a bit misleading. I'm going to check back. I'm going to donk the turn here for value. King's a great card for their ranges. I'm just going to rip this for value again. We think we can get called here quite often. Yeah, party as well seems like it's generally. I've been playing a lot on stars recently, and the standard there feels like it's a lot. Basically, without sounding too derogatory towards the players on party, but they don't seem as good as the players on stars. Everyone seems to be a lot more savvy. I think there's a lot more regs and professionals playing on stars. I called there because we've got the queen eye flush draw, and I reckon when he just donks one big on the turn, that our queen and jack are probably good as well. This is annoying. I think we just got to fold now. I mean, we're getting 10 to 1 on our money, but he's never bluffing, and raising would be an option if we thought we could rep anything, but I don't think any amount we raise here is going to be believable. Just our line just doesn't make any sense. Maybe we raise the turn, and then we could bet the river, but I don't think we can. This is an annoying raise fold. Just ace 4 isn't going to do great. We'll be folding the best hand there quite often, but we just got to do that sometimes. Don't worry, Dan, I've arrived. 10 stacks for you. Oi oi. Cheers. Thanks, Balstar. I need it. I'm finding myself in some weird spots today. Going to fold the ace deuce here. I need to note that guy didn't 4-bet. Didn't 4-bet aces. Button the blinds. Dreadwolf. Alright, Lewis. Hopefully you're bringing me luck. Although last time you joined, I bust everything within like 2 minutes, so. Why is my hood? Should we try the hood? Should we just play population rates now? We need the hood. We need it. If the stream starts lagging or anything, just let me know and I'll just scrap it and we'll just play standard. I just got a lot of clients open right now. Got a lot of tables going on, so. I really need I need some music on. See what we can do. What can we do? Ace 9 is going to be an open. It's going to be a raise call against these two stacks and a frustrating raise fold against that guy, I think. Without stats anyway. So what do you get for a bounty in this? Each bounty is $15. Okay, so we take on one bounty, so it's effectively a 35. We are chip leader. Oi oi. Oh, that says we're second, but we are chip leader. Oi oi. We got queens as well on the top, so I'm going to see bet the fours here. We got a lot of kings in our range, and it's pretty dry. I'm going to be 3-betting the queens. I think. I'm actually going to just defend the queens. I think there's no amount I can 3-bet that'll rep any bluffs. It's just going to look so strong that I don't mind defending. I'm going to have a really weak range here. and we can just let a barrel off. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna raise the flop. I'm not gonna have that many tens in her under the gun range, so she might level herself into ripping on us. This is what we want. Hopefully not with aces though. Ace 10, yeah. So that's probably the only ace they have. I mean, look, it's just a cooler at the face of it, but if we just 3-bet it pre, then she just folds that hand. This is frustrating. We got a bounty there, but 10-4 off is just garbage, so gotta fold. I'm sure some people might find the call, but not me. I can't do it. I'm not enough of a thrill seeker. D-gen. Got no kahunas, is the point. Just going to walk this guy. He's got a perfect reshove stack. Actually, I might limp stab. I'm going to try limp stabbing. I haven't really tried limping. I want to see what his response is. With that kind of a stack, he might not be super inclined to shove it, especially in a bounty, because we've got an incentive, and we're probably going to be limping sometimes as well with value hands. So we can probably see a flop quite often. And when we actually flop a hand, I don't really want to stab anymore. I'd rather try and induce some bluffs. I mean, obviously we can't get any. The king's actually a really good turn card for us because it means that we chop with a lot of his fives now. A lot of the fives that were beating us, and we didn't really beat any fives that he has. The turn bet here is much smaller than it was on the flop when we look at the percentage of the pot. So that to me generally dictates either massive strength or weakness. This is a really good turn card now. River card. Now I might consider turning my hand into a bluff and actually just jamming. We're going to have a lot of flushes in our range, and I'd expect. Well, he's got a deuce, so he has to call with a deuce, unfortunately. But I don't mind turning my 5 into a bluff there. I'm going to squeeze up top. No, I'm not going to fold. Wow. Just fold there as well. Fold here when we get donked. Actually, that was blind v blind. Keep getting put off by these sitting out players. I think I should have peeled there. That was really weak. That was just a mistake. I was worrying about this hand down here. So we're not chip leader anymore because we doubled him up. But it happens. Not to worry. I think that we can get him off a lot of fives and even some kings there maybe. I think when we check call and then just shove, I think we do rep flushes. I certainly don't see what bluffs we rep. I mean, we'd have to be. I'm going to complete here with a 10-3, just because we're getting pretty sick odds. I'm going to be calling it off with a king queen. I totally lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, we don't really have any bluffs when we get to the river. Like check call, and then shoving. I think it's pretty believable as a value line. And the only downside is, has he committed too many of his chips to fold? Potentially. I'm going to raise here, 7-8, just because this guy is a bounty. So I don't mind calling it off for his few chips. I'm floating here. I'm hoping this guy gets out of the way. And I'm going to be able to check and then bet a lot of rivers. It sucks when the board pairs on the turn. It means I've got to fold now if he bets the turn, because he's going to have a lot of queens. But if this had come like a 7 or something, and he checks back, I'd have probably made some kind of overbet or something on a lot of rivers. Now I'm just going to fold now. I'm just going to flat with the queen or the 9s. Now I have to fold. But it's kind of a similar spot to down here, in that when we call that flop, we don't really have, you know, the bottom of our range is a flush draw, so we can rep flushes sometimes and stuff. Damn, you still play PKR. I haven't played PKR for a while actually. They're actually pumping a lot of money into it. This is frustrating. Are the blinds just up now? No. Yeah, we got to fold. We've got to fold because we can't close the action. Oh, actually, can we? Yes, there's an under raise, so I'm probably going to make a really bad call, just literally to try and get his bounty. Multi-way, I'm going to call with the 9s. There's not really any point in raising. That's an okay flop. I don't expect this guy to go tits when this guy's all in, so I'm just going to give it up, but we flop a pair. That's fantastic. Means we can beat some hands now. Now I'm just going to shove the turn. We can have lots of combo draws and stuff here, like Queen 10 that we called the flop with, and he's going to have he's going to have a pretty decent range to barrel us twice there. I am just going to fold here. I don't think he's going to be bluffing here. I mean, he is, but never mind. So we get murdered and we double up. So bittersweet. So it seems like I'm playing absolutely terrible in the party tournaments. And just running like gun in the PKR tournaments. So yeah, don't learn from me. I'm not a good person to learn from. But I'd rather be lucky than good, that's for sure. What's up top of the beast then? I imagine that's probably going to be a pretty decent prize pool. Yeah, we have 400 runners here. We've got just under 2k for the win. 40 paid, so we're still a way away from that. You'll see the structure generally gets quite quick. And now we're we're an average stack with 20 bigs and still 96 left. So the good thing is that with everyone not being as aggressive as they are elsewhere, we can get away with I'm just going to pass the ace-7. I would have opened it if it come through to us. We can get away with raise folding from like 15 big blind stacks and stuff. I mean, you can see now this is, you know, often unseen. That's my dog. I was going to make an inappropriate girlfriend joke, but we'll pretend I didn't. We'll pretend I did. And just imply it instead. Oh, I meant to do some music. I can do that now. What should we listen to? Excuse me. I'm going to fold the ace-7, actually, against this guy. Nah, I just think we're just going to be owned every time we get it in, pretty much. Ace-7's not that great. Fold there, ace-queen, loving life. I'm going to be... This is going to be a pretty dirty raise fold. It's going to be really frustrating because we're going to get shoved on a lot by these guys and have to fold, but I'd rather try and accumulate chips rather than just having to rip it all the time. Ace Queen. I'm going to make it 600 4x. Basically want to isolate this this under the gun limper. I don't think she's ever folding, and I'll certainly never be folding. Think it's lagging a bit. Okay, cool. I'll just scrap the HUD then, unfortunately. I'm asking my computer to do quite a lot right now. PKI it's 3D generally, so it is quite usage heavy. This is the 2D version, so it's not quite as bad, but I've got that on. I've got 3 poker clients open. So yeah, my bad. They did fold. Wow. I was just gonna fold the queen. That queen 10. Oh, 7's off screen. Yeah, so we'll just play it without a HUD. We'll just pretend we're in like 1980 or whenever they didn't have HUDs. We're a field player. We're not maths. Who needs maths? Dreadwolf, do you need maths? Is cash game fish and the maths? Just feel. I had a feeling. I was gonna flop a set. Music, that was the plan. I'll put it on my phone so that it doesn't interfere with the stream. If this closing holder manager doesn't help, then I'll just downscale the resolution. If I can remember how to do it. So at the minute I'm streaming in HD. I probably don't need to. I've downgraded the quality a little bit. I'm going to defend the Queen 10 here. That seems fine. Yeah, I've downgraded the quality a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with you being able to see bet size and things. This is a perfectly good spot to reshove. We've got like less than 20 big blinds, King 9 suited. He's going to be raise folding a lot from there. He doesn't, so we need to get there, and it doesn't look like we're going to, and we don't. So we bust. And now we'll pull in this satellite. Oh, I thought it is queen. I'm just going to check fold. This person's too... We've just got no equity, and this person's way too short to get involved with. Let's take a one big blind stab. I mean, this is a massive percentage of her stack, so it might be believable, and it's probably going to put enough pressure on. And at the end of the day, we're getting like what 3-1 on the bluff, so we don't need to get through very often. We did bust there, but not to worry. Queen 6. This is a satellite, so the way we're going to play this is going to be different to the other tournaments. Satellites generally, I hang on for as long as I can until we're approaching the bubble, and then I start going tits. Basically, people get too tight around the bubble. Sort some music out. Any requests? 9-4 is just trash. I'm not going to defend that from the small blind. Jack 5, similar kind of situation to over here. We're getting short now though. I can hear you banging downstairs. Oh my god, it sounds like my girlfriend's doing a workout DVD. Abs of Steel. She's probably not, she's probably watching like, it's probably a disco in made in Chelsea instead. So we are second in the PKR Open. I'm not going to open this. We're going to get this person shoving quite a lot as well. It looks like we won with a Queen 10, so we are second there. We're 54th here. This is probably going to have a decent prize up top. So we play him for 5k here. Wow, that's massive. This must have a massive overlay on it. Is it a re-entry? The end of 8 levels. Am I being an idiot, or does this have a massive overlay on it? Yeah, it's got like a huge overlay on it. Gonna fold there. Gonna be definitely be raising here. Yeah. I don't think I'm being stupid. This has like a 10k overlay on it, really. 25k. There's been 140. I'm going to see that here we've got plenty of equity. We're going to be able. He's going to fold a lot as well. Yeah, so like less than 200. That would be 200. Would be like 10k, wouldn't it? So yeah, this is a huge overlay on it. Sweet. I'll move it so that you guys, so everyone doesn't go and register for it. It only has a few Late registration available until the end of level 8, and we're currently on level 8. Sick. There you go. If you want actually to get your hands on some of these overlays, I don't know if it overlays like this all the time, but it's a pretty decent overlay. There's actually links to sign up for Party Poker below. I think there's a Party Poker one. Well, there isn't, but if you send me a private message, send it to on my own channel so that I can actually take some responsibility for it. Or you can send it here, I'm sure someone will pick it up. If you just send a direct message, you'll be able to get some deposit bonuses and stuff, some special discounts that are affiliated with PokerTube. So, and that on top of these overlays, I mean, this is it must be a mistake. There must be a problem with the data counter. Maybe everyone's just out getting drunk. Doesn't everyone get paid today? I don't know. Maybe I'm being wrong. Maybe my maths is awful. That would be embarrassing. I'm going to flick it in with the 8-3. The big blind can't ever squeeze because he's all in. And we're getting like 7-1 or some shit. So. We're getting short here. And this is the downside. I mean, we haven't really done anything. We haven't lost any pots. And we're suddenly finding ourselves crippled. And we're still not too far below average stack. So just checking it down. We've got a pair. We're going to be good some percentage of the time. We're certainly not going to be able to bluff anyone off anything. King is good. Ace is even better. Oh, I get it. It's a rebuy. It's a rebuy. That's why I didn't even realise it was a rebuy. I'm going to check back the Ace-10 here. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to be able to get good value on that flop. Against his small blind range anyway. I'm going to be shoving the 6s, which should be pretty straightforward. It's actually a sweet spot. Going to... I am going to open the 7-9. There's no small blind and no ante, but this person is playing pretty weirdly and pretty weak, so... I'm just going to call here. I don't see the point in raising. It's going to have some draws and stuff as well. That I don't want to blow him off. I want him to be able to shove those on the river. That's return, turn. I mean turn. And obviously we're never folding because we're just towards the top of our range. You can have like Jack 9 and diamonds and things that he's check raising, and sets as well, which obviously we lose to. But we still have equity until the river when we don't have any. Ace Jack, I'm going to be 3-betting and getting it and folding against obviously the big blind if they decide they want to come along. I'm not going to 3-bet massive. There's not really any point. King 6 against a min raise. I'm going to reshove the king. We don't have a huge stack, and we could do with taking those kind of spots. I'll take a non-ace river. Oi, we'll take that. Now, ordinarily, when they just min raise, I mean, I'd feel like I was getting induced, but not on PKR. I mean, it feels like, especially when this guy's not being particularly aggressive. I'm going to stop and go here. There's no point in shoving. Well, I would have stopped and go on any non-ace high flop. There's not really any point in shoving pre because we don't have any fold equity, and we do have a hand that can flop some equity, so I don't mind just peeling one off and trying to get there. So we flop a gutter, going to be c-betting here. Chuck some money in the party, and we'll add on. As I say, I don't normally play these tournaments. We turn it straight, which is sweet, so we're just going to bet again. Yeah, I don't normally play party in PKR. I've been playing mostly on stars recently. So this is why I had no idea that, I mean, that's why I thought this had overlay on it. Ah, that sucks. I guess we just got to rip it now and hopefully he folds. It sucks if he has an 8. I'm going to fold the Jack 9. We do still have some fold equity with these. It's obviously a very shitty river, but nothing we can do. For party poker deals, you just hit the deals banner, it will take you to our computer. There you go. There you go. That's what I meant to say. Just go down. There's deals just below where my face is. There's a highlight, and if you're looking actually at the comments, there are deals in there. So yeah, those links should take you straight there. I know that you need to clean your cookies first because they can interfere with it sometimes. But make sure you don't forget to add deposit codes as well, because they get you the extra little goodies that you get from PokerTube and PKR, PokerVIP. So. How are you getting on, Lee? Still shipping? So we're 18th of 70. We are 3rd of 64 in the PKR Open. So it would be sweet to ship something on stream. It would be the first, actually. Let's see if we can find a playlist. So I mean, we're not necessarily out here. We do still have some equity, even with our you know, 5 big blinds, and we've got some fold equity as well. We don't have as much as we probably should have, or as much as we probably have much less than we think. Probably have next to none, to be honest. So I'd rather have some kind of high card. There's no antes, so we have a little bit longer. Obviously, we're going to fold hands like deuce 3. I actually did a series on micro stacks, and I know lots of people just chuck it in the very next hand after they lose a big pot and stuff. But and what do you think? Do you fold the ace queen, or do you take the same line I took? I mean, arguably I could get it on the flop, but I expect him to have like draws and stuff there as well, and I can move him off his equity sometimes on the turn as well. I'll get it in. You know, he's going to rip it sometimes as well when he bricks the turn, and our equity is just so much better. I'll sit back a bit so you guys don't have some hideous close-up. I'm going to shove the 7-8. We're going to have plenty of equity. Let's try and get a light one through with the Queen-Jack. It's a little bit too early, but we've just got it in with King 8, so I think people are going to think we're a bit loopy and maybe not want to get it in with us. Yeah, see, this just proves my point. If you pick your spots and don't just chuck them in, you can get... I mean, we just increased our stack by like 20%. And I am going to donk this, c-bet this flop. It's ace high. No need to go very big. This guy's really short. And he's probably going to have ripped any of his aces anyway. So, I mean, if he checks ships, then we'll just have to fold. Obviously, without a queen high, but it's a pretty easy c-bet, really. Hopefully they don't get in too much trouble for not pitching their deals properly. Well, I'm new to it. Give me a break. I'll know for next time. Bit of Ed Sheeran, our Run Bad anthem. How's the stream? Is it okay? But I mean, if we want PokerStars, for example, or something like Full Tilt, where players tend to be a bit better, like if that was a decent live tournament, I'm not opening the Queen Jack there, just because, you know, it's too risky. We've got all these guys that are going to be reshoving on us so often, and we can't raise call it off. Fantastic. Glad the stream's okay. How are you getting on, Lee? Are you still in? We got the king and the jack off the suits. Let's isolate this short stack. The blinds are pretty deep, so so I don't expect them to go crazy. I'm going to make a pretty tight fold with the king jack, I think. It's kind of close. Yeah, I have one more thing I've got to call. It's like 8 big blinds. When it goes multi-way, I'm not really too happy about donking, about 3-betting, but I'm still going to. Half pot seems fine on a paired board. Yeah, I was considering folding because I figured, well, I'm going to be able to use those chips to steal quite. That's easy, but yeah, I'm going to be able to use those chips to be able to steal as well, and I'd rather save them for that. But then I realised it was like 8 big blinds versus the cut-off shove, so yeah, we got a call. Obviously, we're going to isolate here. Going to make it a size that I could conceivably be bluffing. We need a spot to get these in. The good thing is when you're short, you get a lot more profitable spots to get things in. Pretty easy c-bet. Again, just half pot. Hopefully he's got like queen 10. Just going to shove the 10. Oh, fade! And we fade. Oi oi, we'll take it. Queen 5 here. A little bit too thin. Sorry, a little bit too bad to call. We can 3-bet if we want with the queen blocker, but I don't mind folding. Ooh. I'm gonna. Well, I would have taken a shot with the 4-7 had the big blind still been set out, but he wasn't. So we win a big pot, which should have gone in pre really, and we move up to 7th. So yeah, just to give you a breakdown, we're actually paying for about 5k in this one. We're playing for 5k in the bottom tournament, the party poker tournament. There's the prize pool there. This is a satellite into a live tournament. Teach me, master, how is it? Going to open the S9. We're still chipped up, and we lost a few pots, but we can take it. I like this as a 3-betting spot. But I don't have my HUD, so it makes it more difficult. So I'm just going to fold. What I'd be doing there if I had my HUD, I'd be checking this guy's opening frequency. This guy's like flattening frequency is 3-betting, so basically I'd be checking his the gap between his VPIP and PFR. That sucks. This is never a bluff off that kind of stack, so we just got to fold. And we're getting pretty good pot odds, but we've got really bad reverse implied odds, so I don't mind folding. Yeah, and I'd be basically seeing how often these guys he folds to a 3-bet. This guy's going to be pretty in a pretty shitty spot when we 3-bet anyway, because he's got this guy that's flattered behind. But I mean, there's every chance that well, he pots it. There's every chance he has like a value hand here anyway, like something like queens and stuff, given how short this guy was opening from. We got the deuce 6. I think we're 25, 3. Oh, there's too much dead money to fold. We're going to have to get it in, I'm afraid. Let's try again. We double up. It's like 200 to win 8, so we only need like 20%, 25% equity or something. Rubbish, Bush beaten up and got a few more lined up. Are you playing the late night? I don't know, probably not. I'm going to be too busy winning these, I think. No, if I bust, I'll re-reg. Yeah, definitely. I'm probably going to be grinding all night tonight. I'm going to c-bet once here. I'm going to make it slightly bigger than I would normally, because I'm out of position and I want to kind of take it down here. I don't really want to encourage him to float me. So I want to get as much fold equity as I can, because I'm not going to multi-barrel on this texture. Again, I don't expect. I know I keep referring to PKR and stuff, but I don't really expect a lot of floating and stuff on this site. I don't know this guy at all, so I don't know what he's capable of. But we just got no equity, so there's no point in going ballistic. Right, we're going to go on break. Again, I'm just going to go for a stretch out. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so about to kick off in a couple of minutes. I'll give you a quick update because I'm back. So basically we lost a bit of momentum in the PKR Open, but we are 9th of 63. We've got twice average stack, so we're cruising. What's up top for this? I think it was like 1k. Just under, which we've got just over $700. The prize pool's changed a bit, but sitting in good shape there. We are crushing the. Oh, we're 8th. So we're 8th in this one as well. 8th with 60 left. We're approaching the money here. This has 2k for the win, maybe 3. Yeah, so we're playing for 2k in this one. We are 8th. It's getting pretty shallow, so there's going to be plenty of squeaky bum moments coming up. Daily Major, this one's probably the biggest one we've got. We're down to the last 143 in that, with just under $5,000 for the winner. Yeah, we've got a bit just under average. Average is about 12k, so we got a bit less than average, and we are on our arse in the this tournament. It's just a satellite, so there's plenty of time. But shut that because my dog's destroying things in the hole. Let's drown him out. I better pull up some more tournaments for the side in case we bust. Where's the lobby? Why can't I find? Where's? I don't get where the party poker lobby's gone. I've found it, we're alright. What is there to play? The Dusk Till Dawn UK PC main. That tournament's probably going to be huge. I will almost certainly be playing that, assuming I can. Should play some PLO. I mean, I'm crap at it, so it'll just be for fun. Okay, I'm pulling in another party tournament. I hope it's Hold'em. I didn't even check what format it was. Just pulling up a 35 freeze out. Gonna shove the 10-6. I think we still got some fold equity. And our hand's not going to be awfully all in. Sorry about this cough as well. And I'm just like croaking down your throat, down your ears, but apologies. Going to be 3-betting the queens here. So yeah, what I pulled up is just a 35 freeze out. I don't know what the guarantee on it is. $700, so it's a 3k guaranteed. Okay, cool. I'm going to c-bet here, not massive. We do have the Queen of Clubs, Queen of Spades, which helps us, but I'm just going to check back the Ace King here. I think we've got plenty of showdown value. And he's not really going to have any of that, so I'm going to bet when he checks to the turn. I'm going to bet really small. Hopefully we can get him to call with some ace highs if he does have any. I'd expect to shove most pre. But also we'll fold some stuff that we are in bad shape against. Ace Queen is going to be a jam, so luckily we have another tournament we can put up. And let's get straight back on it and open the Ace 7. This is pretty thin. We'll take a diamond at the bottom. Oi oi, moans it in. Let's just give Trogvar some hate. Ha 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 ha. Play better. Better, bro. Kind of same formula as last time, really. I'm probably gonna. Oh, that's a real bad misclick by me. I didn't realise this guy had peeled from there. I still don't hate it as a bet because this guy's not got that many chips. I mean, and look, we're betting 2k to win 11 there, so we're getting an insanely good price on our bluff. The only downside to that is that we're probably going to get ripped on quite a lot. I'm going to rip the deuces here. And we're still last, but we've got a pair. It's pretty straightforward. Let's shrink that table so it's not covering your screen. So yeah, I mean, we come back from like one big blind. Granted, we've got lucky. I'm going to float here with a 4-6. I don't expect him to have any aces there. Once he bets twice, I'm just going to give him it. At the same time, we don't really have any aces, so he can quite easily be value betting a 10 or a queen there or something. And I'm not going to barrel here. I think we've got too much showdown value to start bluffing. I'm flicking in with the suited ace. I'm happy to check this down. We've only really got a backdoor draw on some straight and flush, backdoor flush draw and an over, and that's pretty bad board to bluff at. Plus, I mean, you've seen how easily we can just pick up chips elsewhere. Ace queen, we got a hand. And I don't think we're last anymore. Yeah, third last. Second last. Third last. Be opening the ace king. Just min raising now. The effective stacks are much shallower than they were when I was saying we should be 3xing. Definitely going to isolate this limp under the gun. I mean, he's limping way too often for this to be a decent hand. And we're obviously getting it in here. There's no point inducing because we can't induce to any size that means we're bluffing. So shoving represents the widest range, so we'll do it. And hopefully we can hold. And we do not. We chop it up, unfortunately. So that sucks, but what can we do? That would have put us chip lead, actually. Gonna be obviously calling it off here for the 2 big blinds. Let's try again. Queen ball. No, no good. So that's fine. I mean, if you see, like, the only time people are shipping it on us is when they have really good hands. So we can just win so much in non-showdown winnings just by stealing and stealing. That's basically the be-all and end-all of tournament poker is re-stealing. Is stealing. Like, you just basically trying to steal as many blinds as possible. You don't want to get it in and flip and like take your 70% equity. You want to win lots and lots and lots and lots of small pots, which, you know, next to no risk to your stack. Gonna bet for value here. Obviously, we've made a straight. Should be pretty self-explanatory. We only lose to 5-6. I'm gonna fold with the blinds being so short. Nine five's a little bit too weak. I'm not going to be raising those kind of hands. When I am raising, like, these guys are calling far more often than they're re-stealing. So I'm doing it with hands that are going to be able to flop some equity and make the best hand sometimes as well. Because when they're calling, I'm going to be at such a disadvantage in terms of ranges, because my range is going to be a lot weaker than theirs, so they're going to flop a lot better than I am. So I want something that is going to have some chance of winning the hand. Probably stick to suited stuff and like stuff that can make strong hands sometimes. So we basically got the channel's quite new. This is actually the first stream I'm doing for the PokerTube channel. I've done a couple on my own channel, but I'm basically going to be here every week, every Wednesday evening. I'll be here from 7:30, just grinding MTTs, just doing my thing. There's a couple of other streamers as well that are part of the Twitch channel, and a lot of it's going to be ad hoc, so just as and when people want to do it. But there's going to be at least three regular streamers. Adam's going to be streaming on, I think it's a Tuesday night. I'll check it now. Oh, sorry, no, Tuesday's John. So John Lundy, who streamed last night. You can see the streams there in the replay section. There's a video section within the Twitch, so you'll be able to rewatch them if you want. He's doing a bankroll challenge, so he's basically just trying to spin up. I think it's £100 or something to like 3 million or whatever he wants to rip it up to. I'm just going to defend the Queen Jack here. We're going to flop decently, and we're a little bit too deep to reshove. I would reshove if we were shallower. Yeah, obviously I'm here on a Wednesday, and we've got Adam Jones, who I believe he's doing some like theory-based coaching and things. I'm going to actually, with no antes, I'm not going to shove here. If we did have antes, I would be. I'm going to call here as well. I would be shoving, but I'm not when we don't have antes. I think we've got plenty of equity here against his range. He's going to have somewhere near any two cards. He's going to be c-betting ace higher boards a very high percentage of the time. I mean, this is a small bet. It's much smaller than what he was betting on the flop. The question is, do I rip and try and make him fold, or do I just fold myself? When he opens off that stack, I think I'm just going to fold. Just get myself out of trouble, stop myself doubling him up too easily. I really wish I had my hood now. Right, I think I just got to fold. I really wanted to. Those kind of situations are when I need to check his barrel and percentages and how aggressive he is post flop, but I don't have my hood up right now, so it makes it difficult for me. Ace 5 with 11 bigs. I'm going to be shoving the Ace 5 suited. I'm going to be folding there. We get called, but we get there because we're just in God mode right now. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think I should rip that turn? The only thing that stopped me was how wet the board was, so I don't think he'll ever fold an ace. And if I don't think he's ever folded an ace, I don't really see the point in shoving, because I don't think he's going to barrel his kings, so he's pretty much calling us or he's folding. And I don't think he's going to double barrel that often, like generally. Well, I generally don't think most people are going to double barrel. He may well do because it's an ace high board, so he's going to be c-betting a lot, so we're going to be floating a lot. But I think for the most part, it's not like it's just ace deuce deuce and we're going to float a lot. It's ace king queen, and it's really good for our range once we peel a raise, especially when we peel a raise and call. I think we're always going to have a hand there, so I think that I probably have to make like a tight fold. Ace 4 is going to be a fold. So let's get up to here. We're shortish now. We have 27 places paid, which we're miles and miles and miles away from. So we're going to be getting it in when we can. Queen 10 is going to be a fold, as is the 4-3. I'm going to make a really optimistic steal here. It's going to suck because these two guys have really good reshove stacks, but I don't think they're really using them as often as they should. I mean, obviously this just calls me a liar. But I mean, this just sums up. He should be shove folding his entire range there. But he's not. So we'll just got caught with our hand in the cookie jar, it happens. I mean, generally, if you were to analyse that in the broader scheme of things, that's a really bad open, because I'm opening into these reshove stacks. But because people aren't really using them, I feel like it's fine to kind of try and push those kind of things, because I'm not expecting to get exploited by like really aggressive opens. We call here once he min raises. Once he min bets again, I am going to raise. Obviously, we've got the best hand here so often, and he might talk himself into feeling he's induced it by min raising. Just got to rip the river. I think, yeah, we've got a pot size bet. It's gonna be ripping. We've got ace king. We're gonna be ripping on the bottom right as well. Table flop. I've got kicked from the chat room, as well. I'm writing some articles this weekend. Well, actually tomorrow I'm going to be writing a few articles. So if there's anything you want me to write about, just tell me. It'll help me out a lot, because it'll mean I actually get a chance to I actually get some content to think about. I've got a couple of ideas in mind, but if there's something that people actually want, then obviously I'll be better off doing that. Again, we're just lagging it up. So, and up to here, we're 10th of 59. Going to be a rip in here. Arguments are for, you know, can we raise call? Can we raise call here? Obviously, we'll never raise folding. And I think that in terms of just being balanced and risk reward, I think that we should just shove and just take the 1,000 chips that are dead there. Raising just looks so strong. And this is, I mean, we get called off sixes, but we get there. But that's not the point. I mean, if we raise there, it's just say we raise there and we have ace 10 and stuff, and we get shipped on. Well, then we're in a shitty spot. Whereas, you know, we're gonna get folds from like. So let's say we do it with ace 9. We're gonna get folds from hands like ace 10 sometimes as well. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought because I was distracted by getting kings on the outer table. So I don't think I said that point properly, but. Whatever. We got kings, it's fine. We get 3-bet, we're just going to fold. Not going to open into those two reshove stacks. Especially not against when Obvious limps from early position. Oh, he didn't. He overlimped. So that was a pretty big double up. It gives us an average stack. With the kings we get a limp on the button, so I'm just going to 3x it. For value, obviously. So we're in alright shape here now. We are 2nd of 9. I don't know how many seats we're going to get to the next stage. We've got 2nd, 2 seats, we've got 7 tickets, so there's going to be, I reckon we can still open up a little bit, and we'll open ace jack anyway, obviously, but people are going to want that min cash. And we got a pretty filthy beat. We got pinged by a gut shot on the river. We got it in on the turn. Going to Psy fold, I guess. And that's a really weird bet, but then what can you do? I'm going to fold here. I don't expect this to ever be light from those spots. against the min click. I mean, it sucks so bad, but we're getting like 5 to 1, well, over 5 to 1 on our money, so I'm going to flick it in and probably get stacked. Let's isolate the shorty. Oh, well, we're not. Are we on the bubble here? I mean, this guy's limping an absolute ton, so I might just rip this. And we have to call here now. That's the bad thing that happens when you... I'm just going to flick it in, actually, we're suited. But that highlights why we should fall pre. I just couldn't resist the odds. Right, I'm just going to flat here. Check raise and draws is obviously pretty good. Ace high board, so you don't have as much fold equity, and I don't mind. I want to keep the pot multi-way because my equity is not really going to change. I'm still going to have a pretty decent flush draw with 10 to 1 here. It's a profitable call. I'm getting 10 to 1, and I'm way more than I'm going to make my straight and my flush way more than 10% of the time. Can obviously call it off with the queens there. I mean, that sucks. It could have gone down another way. That sucks balls even more. But nothing we can do. C bet the king queen. Plenty of equity. So we bust there. No, we don't bust. We double him up. That was a pretty big pot. But what can we do? It's my dog. Gonna be reshoving the S4 with 10 bigs. We're gonna get called by worse plenty here. And that can happen too. He's going to rip every time and we're just going to snap. I mean, when he raises, we're just reshoving. This is even better than him ripping because he's going to fold a lot as well, and we can just pick it up without any showdown. Now again, just going to rip the ace. Ace blocker from the button. I'm going to pass up on this shove. This is a profitable shove, but I'm not going to take it if it did fold to us because we shoved the last few hands, and I think that people are going to start calling us, especially after we've just lost a big pot. And deja vu. See bet again. We get called, and the 9 on the turn is just an awful card to barrel. I'm never going to bluff this turn, just because a lot of his calling range is 9s. So I mean, he's going to have like 8, 10 and stuff as well sometimes, but he's just a shove. This guy's limped off like 1.5 big blinds, so oh, that's so funny. Like as if he needed to induce. I'm going to fold here. We've riveted a 10, but I just think he's got so many 9s, especially when he overbets, so I've just got to give him it. He's certainly not value betting a 7 there, put it that way. That was hilarious. I love the way he induced by limping. I think we might actually be in the money here. I'm going to re-ISO here. Oh well, ISO rather. We lose one. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. See, I know why I limp now, because we're he probably wanted to try and not bubble. So we double up Denk in there, that's fine. We won't lose sleep over that. And again, like, you see how brutally structures are. Like, what I don't think we've lost a couple of small pots, and now suddenly we're like, well, look at average stack now. average stack is less than 20 big blinds, so we don't really need to worry. Yeah, so put in the chat anything that you might want me to write about, because I'll do it. King 5's going to be a fold. I'm going to try and get us through. These guys don't have reshove stacks. That's fine. Trogvar's the only guy. I mean, Trogvar's going to shove pretty well here. I don't expect him to make too many mistakes. I'm going to rip the 6s. It's 18 bigs. Oh, that's not. It's in 16. So 16 bigs is fine. Yeah, we get ripped on him. It's a pretty big reshove, but, you know, what can you do? I'm going to donk here with my gut shot. Just half pot. This guy's limp in range. We've seen like lots of ace deuces and things, so I think he's going to fold relatively high percentage of the time. I'm going to fold on the top. Gets through. We'll love it. Going to fold the S9. We're just getting a bit out of line now, and I think people are starting to cotton onto it. We are on the bubble here. We're 3 away from it. A min cash isn't much. I think we're in for the same as what a min cash is for 3 stacks. So. Going to be reshoving here. It's going to suck when we bubble, but I know Dipa's quite well, and he's going to be opening pretty wide here. So he's going to be folding right quite a lot. Sweet, at least the stream's working. He's in the tank. He probably has ace jack. Body folds. We'll take it. Let's pretend we had quads. Oh man, I had quads. We're up to 20 bigs again now. Going to fold against another gun open. It looks like our raise with 6 has got through, which is sweet. Ace 6, wait, ace 8 against a cut-off open. I think this is again going to be a shove. It's really close because ace 8 doesn't do that well all in, but I think he's going to fold enough for this to be profitable. We certainly can't defend. I mean, he peels with 4s, which is kind of a really interesting peel, but I mean, I don't mind. I think he probably... I don't really like his raise call. I mean, he's not doing very well against my range. So we lost momentum up here. I'm going to start opening it up again. I eased off a bit because people weren't folding and we were starting to get ourselves in trouble. But there's only 16 places paid in this, so we need to start getting our finger out. If we leave it any later, then we'll be in a position where if we start losing pots and our steals aren't working, well then we'll yeah. Yeah, turns over the S. The old yeah, we got induced like a bitch basically. So yeah, as I say, I'm here every Wednesday. Basically, PokerTube are running streams from 7:30 on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. If you are enjoying it, if you want to watch me play more tournaments, I stream a couple of times a week on my my personal channel, which is basically danshreddies. So it's twitch.tv/danshreddies. Same kind of stuff, really. Pretty much exact same thing. But if cash games are more your thing, then John's streaming on a Sunday. John's streaming on a Tuesday, and there's some like I believe it's going to be like strategy stuff, like basically like presentations and lots of theory-based stuff on a Sunday. So if you plan on grinding on a Sunday night, then it might be worth coming and checking out Adam Jones's stream just before you grind, just to get you in the right frame of mind and make sure that you're kind of pumped and ready to go. I really like doing theory before I grind, because it kind of just gets you in the right frame of mind. You're straight away like on the right level. You're not warming up. It's basically like you wouldn't go for a run. Well, you wouldn't play basketball before you've stretched, would you? You pull a muscle. Well, I remember the days. When I could just play sports 5 days a week, never stretch, never warm up, never cool down, and now I like walk to the shop and I'm falling over because I'm in agony. Getting old, man. 27. Creaky. Ugh. Long gone are the days. Like now I get 3-day hangovers. 3-day hangovers. That's why I don't drink anymore. 5 nights a week I used to be out in university. Gotta sound like a grumpy old man. Gonna be ripping the SA here. 13 bigs from the button. The reason I'm ripping, I'm not ripping now, but the reason I'd rip and not to try and raise call is because I don't really want to induce. I'm quite happy just taking the equity of the shove, which is profitable. So have we? I'm going to fold the threes here. We don't have it. It's not a profitable shove, I don't think, with threes. I mean, it might be because we're only like eight-handed, so it probably is. But it's too thin for me. It's like probably break even, slightly profitable. We've seen that I can just steal pots in position, so I'd rather save my chips for that, especially on the bubble when we've got ICM considerations as well. At 6-7, we're going before them. So this is the one we want. Let's give you an update. So we are basically on less than average stack here. Not too far away. We're actually just slightly above average stack. 7 deuces, pretty easy fold. We're on a slightly shrug bar's too short for me to think of that. So we're playing for 5k here, which will obviously be sweet. We're just playing for just under 1,000 in the top left tournament, which is the PKR Open. We are sitting 20th out of 44, so bang on average there. This is the satellite for a live tournament, which we are currently sitting at 8th out of 9. This is the final table of it, so we are on a final, but it's not the best final we could be on. And this is the beast, which has 2k up top. So, as I say, this guy kind of knows what he's doing, so this is why I'm expecting this to be like... this would be a similar spot to my ace-8 that I was going to rip here, but shoving's better than reshoving, so obviously it's going to get through, certainly through me anyway, because I've only got a king-high kicker with my 3. Kicker issues. Reinhardt, 42, fearless limper. He's the sort of person you sit at your table and your knees tremble, because he's just so aggressive. I always find it funny how poker players are totally different in person to how they are online. Like, in my experience, the most aggressive, crazy players that I've ever played with are like the softest guys in the world. I don't mean soft as in I'm hard or anything. I mean like soft as in like they're really timid and quite passive and really calculating instead. And then you see them like playing the table and they're just menaces. They just put you in. They just raise and just like crush you. That's a really weird isolation. I quite like it with the bubble factor. It's just going to be a really frustrating raise fold. Obviously, is going to 3-bet us quite a lot here, but it's a profitable raise, so we have to take it. It's not even strong enough for me to be comfortable 4-bet shoving. Obviously, got to call it off with the ace-7. Oi oi. So we chop it up. And we are on the pure bubble here, so King 6. Well, I won't be opening this time. The buttons are too short. I'd have opened it if it was suited though. I would have re-ISO'd here as well. Actually, I wouldn't have. Sorry, I thought this was this guy shoving. Well, water's gone all bubbly. Can't be good. Maybe it's got some extra vitamins in it. We are getting it in. Good luck us with the ace and the jack. Going to fold here. The big blind's way too small for me to try and take him on with 6-3 off. So we need to get lucky. Well, we don't need to get lucky. I mean, I expect this to get through a lot. We're on the bubble of the satellite here. So, I mean, we're not really bothered. I mean, it'd be nice to get our money back and then free roll the seat, but I'd rather accumulate chips now than sacrifice my chances of winning for the sake of getting my money back. Going to be folding the King 10. There's not really a lot to do. We haven't had that. The problem is we're really short, and we're a bit short now that I'm not gonna be really pushing. I'm gonna try and open here, but I'm not gonna be pushing like raising and stuff because it's just too much of a risk. I'm just risking too much of my stack, and I feel like I'm gonna have a pretty good shove fold game in these kind of situations. Certainly better than the field. So I feel like I can use my edge that way instead. Sucks when this guy shoves on us because it just means that we were light, because we've got to like just pretend that we had a hand. We can't even pretend we had a hand in 4 because we obviously just had nothing. But this is sweet. We're pretty out of line, so nice time to pick up aces. Well, picking up aces. There's never not a nice time to pick up aces. This is risky, but I'm going to take it. We're under the gun, yes, but we are on the pure bubble, so everyone's going to be quite tight, and we're also short-handed as well. We're only 6-handed, so I think it's fine. 9-8 is going to be a fold. I'm not going to go and run any massive bluff post flop. We've got plenty of showdown value here. I'm just going to try and take it to showdown. I'm going to call a turn bet once we check back the flop. It can be donking worse here as well. It can be donking 4s and 5s and 6s and stuff. And I'm happy to check back here. Maybe I can get a little bit of value. Yeah, I'm going to go for some really thin value against a 4. Because I think he has a 4 a lot when he bets the turn. So yeah, we get a small value bet, a dirty value bet. But I expect him to have a 4 there when he dumps the turns at times. So we're getting it in. Hopefully he doesn't have the 9s, which he might do, because they're in his range.